Imagine a fierce huntress, raised in the depths of the forest, wielding any weapon with ease, yet struggling with the simplest of conversations. Join me as we dive into the story of Diana, a warrior with a quest to reclaim her father's soul from a mysterious fey demon. Along the way, she'll uncover secrets, face new challenges, and maybe even learn the power of love, connection, friendship. I don't know. Let's get started. Hello, I'm Valkyria with an I, and this is Sketchy Treasure, a section where I'm gonna go through my thought process behind character design and storytelling. This is highly inspired in ABD Illustrates Concept Corner, and if you haven't seen it, please go check it out because he is amazing and his characters are also amazing. This is a story that I'm probably never gonna fully write, but I like the idea of exploring with these characters. This one is the first video and we're gonna go into Diana. Let's start with the character backstory. I think that this can give us a lot of starting points on how she's gonna dress and how she's gonna look. Diana grew up in a forest with her family. They were like kind of close to society, especially when she was younger, so she didn't really have the chance to develop a lot of her social skills and understanding how other people worked until she was older. And of course, as you can probably imagine, that really affected her relation with people because she struggles to relate with them. While living in the forest, her father taught her everything she needed to know to survive. She learned how to hunt, she learned how to find which plants were poisonous, which one she could eat, which one could heal her. So she is very big on survival. This is actually giving D&D vibes, so let's imagine that this is like a character that you could use for a campaign. Hello, editing Valkyria here, sorry about my voice, I'm a bit sick. But I wanted to set this clearer than I did in the past recording. Her stats will be having high wisdom but very low charisma. So she will be good at animal handling, medicine, perception, survival would have advantage. But in her charisma, she is not really good at any of those. I think maybe intimidation will be the exception. But she is not really the best liar, probably. Is definitely not good at performance or persuading people. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about this D&D idea. I might turn her into a D&D character. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thank you. She became very good with pretty much any weapon from a very young age. And I think that, and I'm thinking about her being probably part of some sort of academy and being like the lone wolf kind of thing, because she didn't really knew how to interact with people. She didn't understand sarcasm. She didn't understand when they made some sort of comment like with a double meaning. It doesn't necessarily have to be sexual, just any sort of double meaning. She will struggle with that, and that ended up getting her aside from everyone. I'm thinking maybe I could, for this character, think of her like an autistic person. I will have to do a lot more research because I don't want it to be like the super stereotypical. I want her to be like an autistic character, but like a very strong autistic character. I'm thinking about this girl from Monster High, Spectra from Gen 3 Monster High, or I do believe that Frankie can also be autistic, so I like how they two have two different sides of the spectrum. I won't go too much into an autistic character like Good Doctor or Woo Young Woo, because I think that there is people like that. There's also a big spectrum of autism and neurodivergency in general, and we can explore it, and it's way funnier to see how people that I like to believe that most people are in the very functional part of the spectrum, and they just have different struggles than neurotypical people. I am neurodivergent myself. I'm not autistic, but I am neurodivergent and I have my own set of struggles, and trying to explain that to a neurotypical person, it's hell. So something that I love about writing is that you can show something different. You can show a different experience, and that's an incredible chance that we get with this. The key event that leads her to this quest of retrieving her father's soul is his father disappearing. Diana's father was desperate to have a child. Diana's father and mother, they tried, and she couldn't get pregnant. So in a desperate attempt to fulfill their dreams, his father contacted a demon fae that were both known to be tricksters but also very powerful and may be able to fulfill any wish. Her father knew that the trickster was gonna try to take his firstborn, and of course, he asked for that. However, the father came with with another proposal. He proposed himself, but he didn't want to leave his children without a father. So he proposed that once the children was old enough to take care of themselves, the demon could have his father's soul. I'm thinking that maybe this negotiation went a little bit back and forth until they arrived at this agreement. And sure, the demon allowed her mother to get pregnant and have Diana. I don't think she had any siblings, mainly because I want her struggling with social interactions because she didn't have a lot of experience with it, more than her autism. She being autistic is gonna be an important part, and I like the idea of she preferring certain types of clothes, and that will be the reason she has like this armor that covers pretty much all her body. And I imagine her like, yeah, it's heavy, but she grew used to the heaviness of her armor, so now it's something that actually calms her, and she feels weird whenever she's in something very light unless she's like training. There are exceptions, but she prefers to be with something heavy. Yeah, because we stand weighted blankets. I want one. I want a weighted blanket. I don't have one, but I have a heavy blanket. I have like a group of blankets and I absolutely love them. So yeah, we stand weighted blankets, and we're gonna go with heavy-ish armor that's gonna protect her a lot, and that it's also gonna give her weight that's calming for her. So moving a little bit into the character design, I love the idea of her having a scar and like having this face scar, especially a face scar. Gives a lot of don't mess up with me vibes. A lot of people will try to cover it, but you decide to leave it just as it is. I think that also shows a very strong message. For example, with Hunter from the old house, you see him grow more confident. Like sure, at first he has his mask covering his face that is very scarred. And at the end, it's even more scarred, but he is confident in himself, and you can see it in the way he holds himself, even if we didn't saw him that long with that face. And I like the idea of her having like maybe some sort of bag of holding in her belt where she has different weapons or extendable weapons, like the staff Katma has that he can like press a button and it extends. I like that idea. So she's gonna have some pockets in it where she can carry different stuff, and I also like the idea that maybe she had some sort of special interest in rocks. So one of those, it's only defined for rocks, either crystal-like rocks or just rocks that she thinks look cute. This might be a good projectile later, and if not, I can turn it into a piece of art and paint this rug cute in a cute way. So something like that, I like that idea too. Maybe she has like some useless-ish kind of stuff that are just her special interest and things that calm her down, and she likes it, so she has them. When it comes to writing, I would like her character arc to be one that she learns to accept herself, to interact with people, to talk when she feels uncomfortable, especially with the second character that we're gonna explore in the next video. Because ideally, I want them to end up being a couple. They will fall in love eventually, and they are very foil characters from one another. So where Diana struggles with social interactions and it's really, really proficient in surviving. The second character that I don't really have a name for her yet, but she is a fae. She thrives in social conventions because she knows how to manipulate people. She understands social rules so much. She uses them to gaslight and get whatever the hell she wants, and 9 out of 10, she gets it. That one time she doesn't. it's when she meets Diana and asks her for her soul, her heart, or her name. Eventually, they're gonna end up talking and discovering that they are both looking for the same demon for different reasons that they might not share on the first glance. Hello, Editing Valkyria here again, because I should have written a script for this, but I didn't. So, what I'm trying to say here is that I don't want to fall into the stereotype of the neurodivergent kid being all alone in school. I would like her, Diana, to have some friends here and there, but the Faye character is gonna be the first adult friend that she has. And I would like for them to learn, either one to teach the other or both learn along the way healthy communication skills that will allow them to fight, like to have an argument, but make up and not be the end of the world. Properly apologize, say, sorry, I messed up, I did this, and this. I will not do it again, or I'll work towards doing that again, and not a single but in that apology, because we know those are not real apologies. I want them to have a safe space within each other where they can talk, they can disagree, they can fight, but eventually they're gonna come back together like emotionally responsible people, and they're gonna talk about how they feel, what happened, and together build strategies moving forward for their relationship. Long story short, the whole demon Faye, it's more a MacGuffin than anything else for them to meet each other and to start this journey together. Her journey and character arc will be mainly about discovering what happened to her father and also learning how to trust this new companion and growing together. If you want to know more about her companion, you can check this video right here. If you come from the future, it's gonna be the second part. If you come from the present and I haven't uploaded, then it's gonna be the video that YouTube thinks you will like the most. So I'll see you there. Bye bye.